Hello and welcome to the mathematics class. This class is for class 7 and today we will be starting with a new chapter, that is unitary method and time and work. So the first thing today we will be discussing about unitary method. What is unitary method? What do you understand by unitary method? So in the smaller classes you have studied that if cost of 10 pencils was rupees 10 pen, let's say 10 pen was rupees 20, find the cost of 9 pen. So what you used to do, you used to calculate the cost of 1 pen, and 1 pen was 20 divided by 10, and then 9, therefore 9 pence used to be 2 into 9, that is 18. So basically what is unitary method? That it is a method in which the value of one quantity is calculated first. It is a method in which the value of one quantity is calculated first, and then we will calculate the value of whatever is required. Means first we need to know the unit, to know the value of one quantity or unit quantity. That is why it is known as unitary method. Now in unitary method there are two types of variations, or two types of proportion, you can say. We call it, sometimes we call it proportion, and sometimes in some books it is given variation. Now these two types are, first is direct variation, and second is first is direct variation and second is inverse variation. Now what is the meaning of direct variation and inverse variation? That I will be explaining with the help of one example. What is the meaning of direct variation? Suppose a question is there that 15 bags of something, let's say sugar or salt, 15 bags of salt, they weight let's say 75 kg. Find the weight of 18 bags. 18 bags of salt. This you have to find. We are talking about direct variation. Now how do we explain direct variation? Suppose you can make out easily that we will calculate the weight of one bag, that will be one bag weight. We are going to calculate the weight of one bag, that is 75 upon 15, and then we'll calculate the weight of 18 bags. That will be 17 fives are, so 18 into 5, that is 90 kg. This way. But what is direct variation? This question itself can be done in a better method or in a different way. That is easy also. What is that method? We have two quantities. First is bags. I am writing bags, and other is weight, and in bracket kg, because weight is measured in kgs. Now they say that 15 bags weight 75 kg. We have to calculate the weight of 18 bags. We don't know the weight of 18 bags, so we will assume it as x. Now you can see 15 bags weight is 75 kg, so it is obvious that weight of 18 bags will be, this value will be more than what? More than 75 kg. That is for sure, that if 15 bags are weighing 75 kg, so 18 bags will weigh more. It means this value, whatever this value is going to come, that will be more than or greater than 75. It means this value x is greater than 75. And here also we can see 18 is greater than 15. It means it is a direct variation. Direct variation means as one quantity increases, second quantity also increases, or as one quantity decreases, the second quantity also decreases. Means with the decrease or increase in one quantity, the other quantity also increases or decreases. So to mark out this, what we do, we put an arrow always towards X like this. This is the head of the arrow and this is the tail of the arrow. We always mark a arrow towards right, towards the X. Then in the second, when we know that this is a direct variation, it means the arrow that is going to be in the second quantity has to be in the same direction as the first arrow. Now it means that 15 is to 18. Whatever is the ratio of 15 is to 18, same is the ratio of 75 is to X. Now in place of equal to, we can put proportion sign. So I am putting proportion sign. Now we know that in this, if it is a proportion, product of extremes is equal to product of means. So simply 15 into X is equal to 18 into 75. So X becomes 18 into 75 divided by 15. 15 goes to this side, comes in division. 15 5s are 75, 18 5s are 90 kg. So you don't have to write the statement on all these things. Now if you have understood this, there is one more method in this only to memorize this. This was the concept. But how to memorize? That always the X means head of this arrow multiplies to the tail of the other. X into 15 means this can be written as X into 15 is equal to, and the tail of this one multiplies to the head of others, is equal to 75 into 18. You can see that this and this, both of them are same. X into 50 is equal to 18 into 75. Here also X into 50 is equal to 75 into 18. So instead of writing all this, after writing this, we generally write this step, and that gives the solution. So always remember that the arrow, first arrow that you are going to place, you will write first that thing which is supposed to be found. So I was about to found the weight. So we wrote it at the last, first bags, then weight. Then now weight is there, so we put X. Now the first arrow is always in the direction of X, and second arrow is always in the it depends on whether it is a direct variation or inverse variation. Now I'll take one, I hope this is understood. I'll take one question of inverse variation. Now you have understood that what is a direct variation. Direct variation, if increase in one quantity results in increase of other quantity, or decrease in one quantity results in decrease of other quantity, that is known as direct variation. But what is inverse variation? If increase in one quantity results in decrease of other quantity, or decrease in one quantity results in increase of one quantity, then we say it is a inverse variation. Suppose I have taken a question. Let us say that 20 workers can have food for 14 days, or have let's say food for 14 days. Now this I have taken a question that 20 workers have food for 14 days. So how much or how many workers, how many days will the food last if there are only 8 workers? Now 20 workers are having food for 14 days. So 8 workers will have food for more days. More means more than 14 days, because you know number of people are less, so the food will last for more days. Means this value will be more than 14, but you can see that this value 20 is more than 8. Means here X is more than 14, but here 8 is less than 20. It means this is increasing while this is decreasing. If it is decreasing, means there is a inverse variation. So if this arrow is towards downwards, the other arrow has to be upwards. This shows that one thing is decreasing, then other thing is increasing, or one thing is increasing, then other thing is decreasing. Now this way. Now this can be considered as x is to 14 and 20 is to 8. Means if you talk about ratio of days, so x is to 14, head is to tail, and head is to tail. This is known as head, this is known as tail, this is head, and this is tail of the arrow. Now we talk about head and tail. So we can say in this can be said as x is to 14. I have taken head is to tail. Here also I have to take head is to tail. So this can be written as 20 is to 8. Now we can equate these ratio. So 20 is to 8 proportion x is to 14. So we know product of extremes is equal to product of means. So 8 times of x is equal to 20 into 14. So x is equal to 20 into 14 upon 8. 4 5s are, 4 2s are, 2 7s are, and that is 35 days. And you know that if food is for 20 workers lasts for 14 days, then obviously for 8 workers it will last for more days. And here you can see the values coming 35 days. So that is what is known as inverse variation. What is inverse variation? That when increase in one quantity results in decrease of another quantity, that is known as inverse variation. So this is, you can say, as direct variation, whereas this is, you can say, as inverse variation. This is if increase, then again increase second quantity. If increase, then decrease. If decrease, then increase. Like that. Now we move on to the exercise. Now I have taken 8A. And first question I am not doing that. I hope you all can do because you have done unitary method previous also. We will move on to question number 2. I will read out the question. They say at a party 8 packets of chips. 8 packet of chips was served for every batch of 5 students. Means 8 packets were served for 5 students. They say how many packets would be served if 40 students were present. Now there are 40 students. 40 students and we have to find how many packets. Let us assume that they are X packets of chips. It means we have to find this packets. So first we will write students and then packets, because whatever is to be found is written at the last. It is only for convenience. You can even write first, but generally we write first whatever is given. So I am writing students and then packets because this is to be found. Now 5 students, they require 8 packets. So 40 students will require more packets. It means value of x will be more than x. So I am just placing it downwards because this is the way. Now 5 students require 8 packets. So 40 students will require more packets. So this value will be more than 8. And this value x is more than 8. Here also 40 is more than 5. It means this is increasing, at the same time this is also increasing. Because of the increase of first quantity, second is also increasing. So it is a direct variation. We simply write it like this. If these two arrows are same, it means it is a direct variation. Now we know when direct variation is there, we can directly write head of first multiplied by tail of second. Means x into 5 is equal to tail of first into head of second. 8 into 40. So x can be written as 8 into 40 upon 5. 5 8s are 40, 8 8s are 64 packets are there, or 64 packets are required. Now let us, the third question I expect everybody to do on your own. This third question is also based on direct variation. Now we move on to the fourth question. What is the question? A person at the speed of 72 km per hour travels by car from Delhi to Chandigarh in 10 hours. So speed is given. Speed is 72 kilometers per hour and time is given in 10 hours. In 10 hours time is given. Then they say what should be the average speed so that the person can complete the journey in 8 hours. Time is given 8 hours. You have to find the speed. So let us say that the speed should be in x kilometers per hour. Now how are we going to write? First we will write time, then we will write speed, because time is given and x speed we have to find. So I am making a table. First it will be time and then speed. In 10 hours, speed is how much? 72 km per hour. Time in hours, you can write time in hours and speed in kilometers per hour. Now, in 10 hours, when he is moving from one place to another, he is reaching in 10 hours when his speed is 72 kilometers. He has to reach in 8 hours. So, speed has to be, let us say the speed is x and we put a arrow like this. Now, when he is traveling at a speed of 72 km per hour, he requires 10 hours. But when he has to complete the same distance in 8 hours, obviously the speed has to be more. It means this value will be more than 72. So, but you can see that 8 is less than 10. We are comparing between these two quantities. We are using ratio, and ratio is always a comparison to two quantities. Here the value of x will come more than 72. So x will be greater, 72 will be less. Here it is 8 and 10. So 8 is less, 10 is greater. So more, less, less, more. It means this is a question of inverse variation. Now if inverse variation, then if the arrow is downwards, here the arrow will be in upward direction or in opposite direction. Now simply x into tail means head into tail of other is equal to tail into head of other. So x into 8 multiplied by 8 is equal to 10 into 72. This can be written directly because I have explained you the concept before. So just you can write this directly once you have understood the concept. X will be 10 into 72 upon 8, 8 9s are 72, 9 10s are 90 kilometers per hour. So speed has to be 90 kilometers per hour if the person has to reach in 8 hours to the destination. Now we move on to the other question. Now fifth question I am leaving, I am moving on to the sixth question. Now initially you had only two quantities to compare. But now there are three quantities. The question says 15 boxes, each containing 18 juice cartons. They cost rupees 5,400. You have to find the cost of 22 boxes, each containing 40 juice cartons. You have to find out the cost. So first of all, let us assume that the cost is of this 22 boxes with 14 juice cartons each is X. Now we have to find this term. So we will write this at the end, rest everything either you write first boxes or you write juice cartons. So I am writing boxes first, then juice cartons, and then cost in rupees. Now they say 15 boxes, each containing 18 juice cartons, cost rupees 5,400. You have to find the cost of 22 boxes, each containing 14 juice cartons, and I have assumed let the price be X and we put it down. Now there are three things. So I will take this, I will be hiding this, or we will take that this is not given. We will just compare these two. So we know that 18 boxes cost 5,400, 18 juice cartons cost 5,400. So 14 will cost less than 5,400, means this value will become less than 5,400. This value is coming less than 5,400 and this 14 is also less than 18. So these two are in direct variation. So if the sign here is down, here also it will be in down or downwards. Now let's take that this is not given. 15 15 boxes they cost 5,400. So 22 boxes will cost more. Now this will become more. So more than what? More than 5,400. More than 5,400. So this value now comes more than 5,400, and here also 22 is more than 15. So boxes and cost are also in the direct form or direct variation. So if this arrow is downwards, here also we'll place arrow that will be downwards. Now what to do? We know that head of this one x and tail of all the others are multiplied, means x into 18 into 15. Head of this multiplied by tail of this and juice cartons and box is equal to tail of this 5,400 into head of this, that is 14, and into head of this, that is 22. Now I hope you all can find out the value of x. That will be 5,400 into 14 into 22 upon 18. I hope 18 3s is 54. So 300, sorry, into 15 is also there. Into 15 is also there. And we know that 15 2s is 30, so 20. So you will get 20 into 14 into 22, that is 44. 14 into 44. That comes out to be rupees 6160 if I am not wrong. Please check the calculation. So I hope this you would have understood. Now what we did, now if there are more than 2 given to you, so you will hide one and compare the 2 that are left. And again, once you have compared, once you are clear with that, hide the other one. Now in this way, if even 10 comparisons are there, that can be done. You have to just compare only 2. So now I hope we have done up to 6 questions. Now 7, 8, 9, 10. 4 questions are left. That will be covered in the next class. So I expect all of you to practice and revise what is being taught. Please watch this video carefully and at least 2 times or 3 times. Then you will understand the concept of direct and inverse variation. And all these questions will be done in your fair notebook, whereas the questions which are left will be done in your practice notebook. And in the next class, we will be discussing from question number 7 onwards. So you will be doing the questions up to question number 6. And in case you have any doubt, you can just send me the problem on this number. So thank you all of you. Stay blessed and please do comment so that I can understand you can just give me send me the picture of the photograph of question on this number. Thank you all of you.